Hello everyone. In this video, actually, we are going to talk about the chapter number 1 of the book Basics of Paint Technology, which is written by VC Marshes and Minal Sekche. So the name of the chapter number 1 which we are going to discuss is the colloidal chemistry in paint and varnishes industry. Okay. So before going into the details, first we need to understand what basically is the meaning of the title of the chapter, which is colloidal chemistry in paint and varnishes industry. Okay, so what this particular title is telling us is we are going to study colloidal chemistry, right, in between paint and varnish. Okay, so if you want to study something related to these two words, first we need to understand what basically is the paint and varnish, right? Then only we'll be able to study the colloidal chemistry in between them. So what basically is the paint and varnish? So here I am not going to go into the details of the definitions, but the simple definitions I am going to tell. So what basic difference between the paint and varnish is? Paint is basically something which is colored and varnish is basically something which is transparent. Okay, so when I'm going to apply paint onto the substrate and the varnish onto the substrate, the paint is something which I can see as a colored substance, and varnish is a something which I'm going to see as a transparent substance. Okay, so that is a basic difference. So if I want the different other definitions of the paint and varnishes which are also there, is paint is something which is a liquid substance which when applied onto the surface it becomes solid or opaque when it cures. Okay, same is with the varnish, only difference is which lies with the appearance, right? The other definition, if you want, of the paint and varnishes, the other definition is paint is basically a system which consists of the four main substances, which is first is the pigment. There is necessity of the pigment inside the paint. Second is the solvent. Sorry if I'm not able to write it properly, but I hope you guys are understanding. Third is basically the resin, and fourth is the additive. Okay, so if all of these substances are present, the particular mixture that forms after this is known as paint. In varnish case, only the pigment is going to be absent, right? So it is well understood now. Right now we know what is the meaning of paint, what is the meaning of varnish. Now we are going to see what is the meaning of colloid, and then how we are going to study the colloidal chemistry in paint and varnish. Okay, so we'll go one by one. Now the paint and varnish is over, we are now going to understand what is colloid. Okay, so the simple definition which is given here is colloid is a system where fine particles are dispersed in a continuous medium. Okay, so this definition is not easy, we need to understand it word by word. What we are saying is colloid is a system where fine particles, right now we need to know, when I'm saying fine, I need to specify it, what basically is the meaning of fine, how much fine. And we are saying that fine particle disperse, what is the meaning of dispersion in a continuous medium. Right now we are having three new words, of which the meaning which needs to be understood to understand the definition of colloid clearly. So first I need to understand what is the fine particle, second I need to understand what is the dispersion meaning, and what is continuous medium. Okay, so in this particular slide I'm going to explain about the two meanings. First is the fine particle, I'm saying that is what is the particle size. The particle size should be between 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. If the particle size is that, then I'm going to call it as the colloid. So right now I have told you about the particle size, but I'm not telling you about the particle size of what, right? Because if I'm talking about some solution, some system, there should be solute and solvent, right? Or in the colloid term there should be the dispersing agent or dispersion medium and the continuous medium, right? The continuous medium term is already there, I'm going to explain what is a dispersion medium as well. Okay, so we need to understand that the two terms are going to come in the upcoming slides as well. The first is the continuous medium and second is the dispersion medium. Okay, so what is the meaning of continuous medium and dispersion medium? Here I'll just explain in short. Suppose this is the container, if this is the liquid present which is in the larger amount, and I'm adding some particles inside it, some particles inside it, okay, which are properly dispersed inside the system. So right now it is not getting reflected that it is properly dispersed, but please consider it is properly dispersed inside the system. So the system which is present in the larger amount is basically the continuous phase, and system and the particles which are or the substance which are present in the smaller amount and which are properly dispersed inside the system are known as dispersed phase. Okay, this is the basic definition of it. Okay, so right now what we are saying is, we will just go with this slide for now. If the particle size of the dispersed particles, so these are the dispersed particles which are present inside the liquid. If the size of these dispersing particles is 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, so that time that particular system will be known as colloids. Okay, so what will happen if the particle size is less than 1 nanometer or greater than 1000 nanometer, that we'll see in the next slides. Okay, second is, what is continuous medium? So continuous medium I already tried to explain here, but I'll explain it more in the next slide. So what is next slide? Here is the definition of the continuous medium. Okay, so what is continuous medium? It is very simple actually. Continuous medium is the phase that forms an unbroken continuous network throughout the system and in which the dispersed particles are uniformly suspended. Right, we already have seen it in the previous slide. So if this is my container, if this is the liquid, and these are my dispersed particles, I am saying. Okay, so when I'm saying dispersed particles are basically the particles which are suspended which are dispersed inside the system and are present in the stable form. Okay, so it cannot be like that there can be agglomeration of the particles, that will not be known as dispersion, right? So it should be dispersed properly with the stable system with the almost equal distances. Okay, so the continuous medium is the phase that forms an unbroken continuous network. Okay, so how they are defining continuous medium is, I'll just define it in my language. So suppose if I take this cross section, so first, second, third and fourth, if I take these 4 cross sections out, what common thing I am going to find there is the liquid is going to be present in all the cross sections, right? So what I can say is, liquid is the continuous phase. So basically that particular liquid is present across the overall surface area, overall cross section of the container. So that particular phase is known as the continuous phase because it is present all over. Okay, so dispersed phase when I talk about, let's take the different example. Suppose this is contains the liquid, this is a dispersed phase. Okay, if I take this cross section and this cross section 1 and cross section 2, so suppose this is cross section 1, this cross section 2, both are going to be different because the pigment particle is not present here, the dispersed particle is not present here, right? So that's why the dispersing phase is known as discontinuous phase, because it is present as an individual entity but is not present across the overall surface area. The concentration at overall surface area is not going to be constant, we can say. Okay, so that is how we define the continuous medium and the this dispersion medium. Okay, so we'll go with the definitions. I'll read the definition once again. The definition is, the continuous medium is the phase that forms an unbroken continuous network throughout the system in which the dispersed particles are uniformly suspended. Okay, and what is dispersed medium? The dispersed medium is the phase consisting of the fine particles that are distributed or suspended as discrete units within the continuous medium. That is known as dispersed medium. So I hope it is clear now what is dispersed medium and what is continuous medium. Okay, so now we have seen what is dispersed medium, what is continuous medium. Right now we will see what will be the differences in the system when the particle size varies from 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. Okay, so this slide is done, Now the types of system. Okay, so here we can see the first column for parameters, second, third and fourth column is basically the types of solution based on the parameters. So first parameter is first parameter is particle size of dispersed phase. Okay, so if it is less than 1 nanometer, it will be known as true solution. If it is between 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, it will be known as colloidal system, which we already have seen. If it is greater than 1000 nanometer, it will be known as suspension. Okay, so nature of the system, if it is less than 1 nanometer, it is going to be homogeneous mixture. If it is between 1 to 1000 nanometer, it will be apparently homogeneous but actually it is heterogeneous. Suspension is heterogeneous only. So I hope you know the meaning of homogeneous and heterogeneous, so I'm not going to explain it here. If it is required, you can comment it down. Visibility of particles. So in true solution, the particles are not visible. It seems as a clear homogeneous solution. In colloidal system, it is not visible to naked eyes. Okay, and in suspension, it is visible to naked eyes. Settling or standing. In true solution, there is no settling because it is properly mixed. In colloidal system, there is no settling because it is properly dispersed. But in suspension, there is settling. So in the paint system, if the colloidal system is not properly stable, it is not properly dispersed, then there is probability that suspension can occur. So that is the defect for us as a paint technologist, okay, for the paint manufacturing. Sorry. Then there is filtration. So filtration is basically, in true solution it is not separable. Colloidal is not separable by ordinary filtration. By what means it is separable, that we can explain in the next videos, I guess. Then there is suspension is separable by filtration. Okay. Tyndall effect. What is Tyndall effect? What is Tyndall effect is known, right? Tyndall effect is basically what happens. Tyndall effect is basically a scattering of light. So we see the sunrise inside the house because of the Tyndall effect only, because of the particles which are present inside the air. Because of that particles, the scattering of light is happening. So that basic effect is known as Tyndall effect. Okay. In colloidal system it is present, in suspension it is absent. So after Tyndall effect, the next parameter is stability. So stability, if we compare in all the three systems, in true solution it is highly stable, colloidal systems are moderately stable, and suspension is unstable. So to understand this in detail, we first need to understand what is the definition of stability. So stability here basically they mean that there is no basically settling of the particles. Second, there is no separation of the layers. And third, that there is no coagulation or agglomerate formation over the period of time. Okay, so in true solution basically the size of particles is very much smaller, that the solute basically acts as a part of the solvent. Therefore there is no separation or any of the three things that we mentioned, that there is no settling, there is no separation, and there is no coagulation which is happening over the period of time. In colloidal system we already have studied in detail that the dispersing medium, that is the particles are basically suspended or dispersed inside it continuous medium, right? So for them to be suspended inside the continuous medium, we need to add the weighting and dispersing agent. So without that there is no possibility that dispersion is going to happen, because there is the attractive forces which are present in between the particles, like van der Waals forces. So that's why it is known as moderately stable, because the dispersion is happening because of the additives which has been added, but not because the particles is having the intrinsic capability to do that, right? So next one is suspension. Suspension is basically unstable, obviously. Next parameter is basically they have given the examples. So example for true solution is salt in water. Colloidal systems is milk, ink, or we can say paint as well. Suspension is the muddy water. If we see the examples in the paint industry, the example for true solution is resin dissolved in solvent, because there is no need of adding the extra additive for the dissolution of resin inside the solvent. In colloidal system, pigment dispersed in the paint, because we need to add wetting and dispersing agent for pigment to get dispersed inside the paint or the resin and solvent. Suspension is basically poorly dispersed paint, which is basically defect for us. Okay, so we'll go next. So next is, now we have basically seen the definition of colloids. So now we are going to see paint as a colloidal system, right? So if we ask the question, what are the three basic things which satisfy the above statement? So what we are going to reply to this? So I can call paint as a colloidal system because first, it has dispersing phase. Second, it has the continuous phase. And third, that the particle size of the pigment which we are going to add is between 1 nanometer to 1000. I hope you guys are understanding, because I'm not able to write it properly. Nanometer. Okay, so this paint but particularly satisfies all of these three conditions. That's why we can call it as the colloidal system. Okay, so next is, so paint is going to have what? First is the dispersed phase and second is the continuous phase. So in paint, what is going to be the dispersed phase? It is going to be pigments, extenders or fillers, and continuous phase is going to be resin, solvent or water. Water is also the solvent, right? So this is it for this video. So we basically have covered the details of the colloids, right? So in the next video, we are going to study about the dispersion of pigments in detail. So how basically the dispersion of pigment is happening inside the resin and the solvent. What is the basic mechanism which they are following? And then second, the most important concept, which is surface tension. So these two we are going to cover in the next video. Thank you so much.